Hey everybody, I'm back. That's right. Even the pandemic couldn't stop me from continuing to work on these bikes. So today we got the Black Knight out. It's a spring, it's a lovely day, Memorial Weekend. We're going to get into hopefully changing the starter assembly as well as the stator and the wet side cover that I had to source from another bike. So just like always everybody, here we go. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is, here's the pin, the starter gears, the clip, and whatever you want to call that piece with the spring. So I got it off of a donor bike that's in the garage, and we are going to fit it into here, along with a stator and cover from a parts bike as well. So let's show a little bit about that. So here's the wet cover that I'm going to be using. Came off parts bike. I noticed these two cords right here. Why are those cords there? Well, we flip it over, boom. See the stator right there. So that's going to be important in making sure that we can create power and keep this beast running, right? So the next part about it is, I already cleaned it up a little bit, but the next part is going to be about scuffing it and painting it and clearing it. And since I already did another video on the other cover, the other side, on how to do it, I'm not going to bore you with that. We will just get into it once it's all nice and painted, and we'll get into the assembly process. Okay, through the power of YouTube and movie magic, we now have a black plate. It's going to be about as good as I want to paint it for right now. Now we have to put in the starter gears, the shaft, and the spline, and the spring, which go in there. There's a little recess. See this little recess right here? You want to make sure that the clip goes in there. So the clip for the starter thing is supposed to go in here, but it looks like they put a C-clip on there. And I'm not sure if that's like the, what do you want to call it? The rig that they do, so that doesn't sound like a bag of rocks or not. So we're gonna, we're gonna just try to rebuild this and see what's going on here. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we're gonna take this gear in the shaft and we're gonna put it here. Gonna kind of tilt it sideways to get it in. You'll know it's in because it'll mesh with the starter gear. After that, you want to put the starter gear in with the little nub that's on it facing towards the engine, and just make sure that it slides into the that little cavity that's right there, so that the clip can hold on. Then from there, the spline, make sure that everything kind of bumps in there like that, and that's it right there in a nutshell. So now we get to start prepping the cover. What I'm going to do, I know you're going to hate it, I'm not putting a new gasket on. I'm using some Permatex because I don't even know if this bike runs yet. I did want to show you something here. So the back part of the case that I painted, inside of it, as you can see, there's the stator. So that's what I need in order to generate some electricity here in this bike. So let's go ahead and mount this up, and then we'll plug in the couple of electrical things that need to be plugged in. Well, everybody, I got the case on. I've got the starter mechanism on. You want to make sure when you're putting that starter mechanism on, it goes on that shaft. You want to make sure that it compresses. It'll twist in on the spline and the gear will twist in. Make sure it compresses flat so that that side of the cover will go on this side. Just want to make sure that this little, I don't even know what you call it, this little clutch thing that's got the 3 ball bearings in it. Just want to make sure that that seats in. There's a little divot on the back side. So now that that's on, I did notice too, as I was hooking up my wires, you can see here, it's going to the rectifier that's just kind of hanging here. And I couldn't find out where the other wire went. Well, lo and behold, I was missing this right here. I don't know what they call this box. I don't know if that's the igniter. I'm going to call it the igniter because I know that there's a rectifier and igniter, I think. But whatever this box is, it didn't have, and this one right here. And that's why I had no place to plug this in, so robbed it off the other bike, and now we're here. There's supposed to be a little case that goes there that I'm either going to paint or polish up. So it'll kind of look like that. I might keep it chrome like that. That might be cool, a cool little accent. What's next on here? Well, oh, another thing too was that the oil sensor, the low oil sensor wire was broke, so I had to go ahead and take care of that. And I just use these little pinch clamp dealies for the wires, and I put a little spacer wire in there. So these bolts on the bottom are kind of longer than the ones on the 750 for some reason. I don't know, this one, and this one. So I had to actually rob some more off of the bike. I've got these really long ones, but they're kind of fat too. They're flanged, and those wouldn't work for whatever reason. So what's next is I've got to source this mechanism here so that I can hook up my clutch cable in here, and then that cover as well. I don't have a cover. I've got one on another bike. Pop that on, gear shift peg, oil, see if she leaks. I know I only use Permatex, but for right now, just to see if she'll fire up and run, I think that's okay. So at any rate, this is where we're at. So I'm going to stop here for today. I'm going to clean up, get some dinner, but I'm going to try to source these parts. We'll put those on, and then we'll see where we're at. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned because I'm planning on blasting out a lot more content. If you like what you saw, please click that like and subscribe button. It really helps, and I'm actually trying to get a longer video out too. See if it ever gets done editing. Until then, take it easy, enjoy the weather, and happy holidays.